Good afternoon. My name's Sam Herring. I'm CEO of Intrepid Learning. Our cloud learning platform engages learners and helps organizations solve their most critical business challenges. We do have some slides, but I'll just keep going. We created our product based on the insights and experience we gained building and running a professional services firm in corporate training for about 10 years. We successfully exited that business 2 years ago, selling it to Xerox. And the insights we gained from running that business, we've applied to building our platform. So let's see here. Oh, there we go, the one right in the middle. There we go. The world's changing at an extremely rapid pace. The type of work, the skills required to be successful today, working in teams, working globally, et cetera, is moving at an extremely rapid pace. Thomas Friedman argues in his recent book, Thank You for Being Late, that we've entered the age of accelerations, and this is really defined by technology moving at a lightning speed. In his book, Friedman sits down with Astro Teller from Google X, and they chart this graph that plots the rate of change over time for both technology and human adaptability. And for millennia, technology moved at a fairly slow pace, steadily, so that people could adapt to that change. For example, it took 200 years to move from developing the original longbow to having that ready for military use in Europe. So things are moving at a little bit faster clip these days. And more recently, particularly because of the acceleration in Moore's Law. So Friedman and Teller, their big insight is that because human adaptability is now being outstripped by the pace of change of technology, bending the curve, which is required for us to keep up, is really only possible through learning. That's the big takeaway. Not surprisingly, learner preferences are changing very rapidly along with this change in technology. Learners want learning to be searchable, accessible at the moment of need, available in short chunks. We expect learning to be app-like and to be able to collaborate with peers easily and instantly. We want a mobile-first learning experience that can follow us wherever our work takes us. But the challenge is that in our experience, sitting down with global companies, sophisticated global companies, their blended modern learning experiences look something like this. They're using a set of old world tools, MacGyvered together, that often look like a Frankenstein solution. They are marching their learners through a disaggregated experience, and not surprisingly, they're losing them. And this is not just a funny slide. This actually is a workflow of a customer that we sat down with before we got started with them. So there's got to be a better way. So what do we believe? We are focused on creating a fundamentally more engaging learning experience, and it all starts with the learner. Now, that may sound trite and obvious, but for too long in corporate learning, the focus has not been on the learner. The focus has been on the administrator. The focus has been on the author. The focus has been on the manager. We're here to say that it's time for the focus to be on the learner. Secondly, it's important to be ruthlessly relevant in learning experiences. We know that there are massive demands on everyone's time, and so learners need to get something practical and applicable out of their experience. So we're creating environments where learning is a lab, where learners can bring their real work in and get real work done in the context of their learning experience. And finally, we're here to challenge the thought that scale and engagement are mutually exclusive. For too long, scale can be easily achieved through low-fidelity e-learning that's pushed out to the masses. But if you really want change, if you really want engagement, you need to bring people together. And through our collaborative, cohort-driven learning experiences, we're beginning to challenge that and see results. We're seeing results in the market, 7x growth in the last 2 years with our platform. We're noted as an industry leader in our space by Josh Bersin and other leading analysts that cover the learning technology space. And we're very fortunate to work with some amazing global companies. I didn't list them here because we're not always given permission to put logos up on the slide, but I can mention some. Mayo Clinic, Microsoft, Intel, GE, United Healthcare. We're also very fortunate to attract elite consulting firms, business schools, and training providers that are using our platform to build their next generation learning products that they take to market. Firms like Korn Ferry, Deloitte, INSEAD, Kellogg School of Business at Northwestern, Vital Smarts here in Utah, and the Miller Hyman Group. We've won we've won 24 awards in the last 2 years. Last year at CLO Magazine, we were named the top learning technology innovation. So let me just unpack this a little bit for you by showing you an actual customer example. So Microsoft, with their mobile-first, cloud-first strategy, has encountered a challenge in terms of retooling their sales organization because their sellers have been focused on selling on-prem software to a CIO. Now they're selling cloud software to all types of CXOs. So essentially, they need to be able to speak the language of business and consult with anyone in the C-suite. This is a tall order. And how do you do that fast when you've got 15,000 sellers globally? And this is not a simple transformation. This is serious skill building. Using our platform, we partnered with a variety of global business schools, INSEAD, Kellogg, Wharton, London Business School, to create a series, basically a mini MBA series with expert content tied to Microsoft's business context. The results were off the charts. We had 80% pass rates across these thousands of learners. And by the way, I should mention that these courses were not required. So we had to keep people engaged and take them through this experience. We set a new bar for NSAT ratings. That's that 188 over 200, the highest scores that had ever been recorded at Microsoft in the sales organization. And in terms of business results, over $50 million has been attributed to just the initial runs of the course, and there have been dozens that have followed. So in summary, why Intrepid? We are the market leader for corporate learning platforms that are focused on the learner. We believe that learner experience is really at the vanguard of corporate learning technology and the change that's happening. And it's simple. It's because engagement yields performance change, yields business impact. And within the learning technology landscape, we have unparalleled corporate learning experience, given our previous background in running a successful learning services business and exiting that to Xerox. And finally, our list of customers and partners is a veritable who's who of corporate leaders. So if you're interested in connecting, talking